boys and berries. Welcome to the MagicBrad Show here at the World Nerf Center headquarters of the Magic Lounge. I'm not telling you where it is. It's an undisclosed location in Minneapolis, Minnesota, western suburbs called Minnetonka. Who knows for how long with pandemic and stuff. So we got another episode of the Gratitude Show with Bo, and I'm going to go knock on the green room door and get him. Hang on a second. I'll be right back. There he is.
Hey, that's me twice.
Deja vu.
Ooh, yeah, that was kind of creepy. Guy's got his face on his own mug. How are you doing, Mr. Magic Brad?
I'm doing okie dokie, all things being considered. This pandemic thing is still, I mean, it seems like it still starts opening up again. I went to Ridgedale Mall. I used to go there and do some online stuff at the Caribou internet connection. Back in the day, that was my office for a while. And it's just so weird over there. They used to have chairs and stuff where people could kind of sit, and I would hang out. And they even had tables where you can plug in your computer and stuff and get power and stuff. It was kind of cool. And then all of a sudden, pandemic, you know, they got all the tables up on the benches so you can't sit on them. And there were signs there that said only for the elderly or the people that need it. And they took those signs down, so I actually got to sit down. I went to that. There's a place over there called T-Rex Cookies.
Okay. Ooh. Are they
$5
big?
cookie.
Are they big?
$5 cookie. It's about the size of a Frisbee almost. It's not a small Frisbee.
I'm going to have to make a special trip there because I love cookies. And if you're talking about large cookies, like size of my head cookie, I'm in.
That's what it is. I did a little video of it. The one I had was a sea salt caramel chocolate chip.
Okay, I'm in. It
was good.
Yeah. Speaking of cookies, have you tried the cookies that MailBoxPower has?
I have not. I've done the brownies, but
check them out. So interestingly enough, you know, you can get like a 3-pack or whatever, but there is a cinnamon sugar one, which is basically, what do they call that? Snickerdoodle. And it is the, I believe it's the identical cookie that is served at, say, Noodles and Company. And so I had actually had it, and I forwarded that to Joe, CEO of MailBoxPower. I'm like, this is a cookie that's worth checking out. And so just yesterday after our call, he said, yeah, it was you that told me about that. He said, these cookies are just, they're my weakness. They're my kryptonite, you know? So,
since you mentioned MailBoxPower, I put the little thing there.
Hey, there you are, Magic Brad.
If somebody's interested in MailBoxPower, wondering what it is, we're going to talk a little bit about it, but we're also going to talk about gratitude, because that's the name of the show, and to kind of get that going. And then we can talk about MailBoxPower. And I'd like to kind of slant it towards people that I know about is the event industry.
Sure.
I did a post in the Facebook group on MailBoxPower, and Casey's interested in it. Cindy Lee's interested in it. So they may be developing some more content in there for the event planner.
Yeah, that'd be great. I love the idea. Yeah, that's a space that you are very proficient in, right?
Yes, and I guess that's what I would show gratitude for. I've been in event stuff all my life, so I kind of know it. I've never really done any big, giant, large, huge conferences, but my trade show that I've been doing for years, that was actually, if it was happening, it would have happened yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And it didn't happen because of the pandemic thing. And I had one person show up. Earl Brown texted me and said, you got someone showed up for your show. But I put it out there that, you know, it's canceled this year. But somebody still showed up. So that was good.
Oh, that's pretty well.
I had one person show up in 2021.
Hey, that person is looking for something, right? That's good.
Well, that's what the show is for. It's a vendor resource show for event planners, people that plan even virtual events the way it is now. The whole buzzword is hybrid, you know, a live event in conjunction with an online event.
Yeah.
And you need resources for that. So event planners would come there to find caterers, balloon decorators, staging, lighting, limousine services, hotels, mosquito sprayers for outdoor events, fencing, bleachers, outdoor porta potties, power generators. A lot of people don't realize what goes into putting on an event because they're busy looking at the stage and see the band, you know, the Cities 97, what do they call that? The Basilica Block Party?
Okay, yeah, sure.
They're watching the band.
Yeah.
They don't realize all the power generators that's got to go out there and the lighting and the fencing and the bleachers and all the different accessories that go into that event. A lot of people don't think about that. But
I can't imagine. I'm not the biggest on or most proficient in logistics, right, and all of that. So I'm thankful that there are those in that space that can put all that together and answer questions that you didn't even know you had, you know?
So totally. You have to think ahead. I went to an event once where they were going to showcase their warehouse, and they actually went outside to show some of the things that they had. They were, on display for event planners.
Yeah.
So they had a loading dock, and they had this ramp that was at an angle, and then you could take some stairs, and it's a 3-foot drop,
Right.
I saw that and I said, no, you're not going to have that gridded steel stuff, that steel plate, and event planners in their high heels walking down that. I said, no, that ain't going to happen. But some people thought, oh, heck, you just walk down the ramp a little bit. No.
Yeah, right on. Well, what else are you grateful for today?
Man, I got to give it up to you. A lot of respect. I know what you're going through because I'm getting a little teary. I'm glad I got glasses. You can't see that I'm crying. But I lost my parents in high school.
Oof.
Both of them. And the worst part is, like, my dad died. It was a pretty tragic thing. It happened fast.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And my mother was more of a long thing because she had some heart issues and stuff. And that's the hard part, is watching them struggle going through it.
Right.
When they're just gone, you can go, okay, I miss you. Let's get on with it. I'll talk to you through the cosmos or in heaven or whatever.
Right.
But watching them go through it, that's the hardest part. So I get up to you, buddy.
Well, thank you.
I know you're going through some stuff.
I did not want to miss our meeting last week. And I had every intention, even though I was in Iowa, to make it. And then I had the opportunity. It was kind of a last second thing where I said, hey, Mom gets to bring a support person with her to the hospital. And it was me, because I didn't live in town, and they gave me that opportunity. Oh, and it wasn't easy. It was easier than the first day when I drove into town. It was just such a whirlwind of how many times can you say goodbye? And then miraculously, here it is. My dad was transferred last night out of the ICU into a less intensive, if you will, room. He has a lot of hurdles ahead of him, but it was an emotional moment, I know, for his nursing and doctor team to move him out of there last night, because the nurse that literally jumped on him and performed CPR and saved his life was there to walk him down the hall. So, yeah, but we do have to keep showing up, right?
Well, I don't do that goodbye thing.
It's brutal.
I believe in eternity, and I think that like when my dad passed, I remember I wasn't in the room because it was a closed casket, because it was a bad thing. He actually got crushed by a bulldozer, which is
holy cow. Okay,
so it was a closed casket and all that craziness and stuff. But a guy came out and says, so aren't you going to go in there and pay last respects to your father? And as a ninth grade kid, I'm going, last respects? I don't understand.
Right.
I'll always respect my father.
Right. Yeah, great point.
That goodbye thing, just I don't do it. I still talk to my sister passed and a while back, but I still talk to her because she was fun to talk to. So I talked to her and we talked back and forth, and you can call me crazy, but that's what I still do. So I remember I had some issues. So I went out and saw my mother and father. He's out at Fort Snelling.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how huge that place is.
Yeah.
We tracked them down and found the place where they were, and went out there and had some conversations and talked about, the things I did when I was a kid that I probably shouldn't have did. And they talked about some of the things they did as a parent that they probably shouldn't have did. And we made it all right. And I literally felt like I was being carried away from there with my feet off the ground and a couple angels carrying me out of the.
Wow, that's heavy, man.
It's pretty cool. So
yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, I'm grateful for you as well, Brad. This has been a consistent thing, right, for the last several months. It feels like now. That's few for sure. And I can really line up with anybody that likes to express gratitude. I can line up with anybody that appreciates those that are in their life, and in many different ways, right? And so I appreciate you, and I'm glad we're in this together.
It's really hard to show appreciation these days. You can't run over with a hot dish or a bag of cookies. You got to do mail, hence MailBoxPower.
Yeah, so quick thing about that, right? I shared, I think, it on my story or something like that, or I shared it in the MailBoxPower group. But this isn't like looking for a pat on the back. It's not boastful. It's not that. But so I'm sitting there at my mom and dad's place last week, early in the week. He wasn't expected to make it, but it mattered, obviously. But this team of people were doing everything they could to get him to the next space, to help him stay alive. And so we, as a family, we talked, we're going to provide some lunches and dinners for the whole crew up there. And that was awesome. I have a sister that took care of some planning for that. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, one thing I like to do to recognize people is to send them something. And brownies are a hit, right? Like 90% of Americans like chocolate, and brownies are good. So I'm just sitting there, literally. It didn't take me very long, but I took a design I'd used before that some superheroes wear scrubs, and I ordered 100 brownies, had them sent to my parents' house with a custom card, and they delivered them to the hospital. At the time I ordered him, he wasn't expecting to make it. He made it. But so for the last several days, nurses and doctors have come into the room showing the wrappers, like thanking our family for that.
The wrappers, because they ate the brownies, right? So they keep.
Yeah, they ate the brownie. Brownie's gone, but they were so appreciative.
Sure.
It is. My sister showed up with like swag bags with a little gift card, right, of saying thank you. She's a nurse herself. The reality is that healthcare group has been through such an incredibly difficult year.
Oh, for sure.
Right? They're exhausted, many of them still. This has been really hard. And they need all the appreciation in the world. And so for me to send some brownies, the team at Mailbox, I said, hey, I have the exact same label. I need 100 of them. Can I get that done? And of course, Frank and the team made it happen and made that work. And it was just I think it was really a small token of appreciation. It wasn't about business. I'm not going to get business. I just wanted to put some good things into the earth or into the world. Right.
Sure.
And my sister,
I'm assuming you were able to do this probably from your phone while you were there.
I did. That's the amazing thing.
Very cool.
My sister had a thing that she shared, and it was this message that she provided some of the nurses. It was like, she pointed out that it was maybe that exact moment why they were put on this earth, that moment to save somebody else, which is so powerful. But acknowledging that person's existence and what they bring to the world is so important. It's always been important, but boy, it sure feels like right now it is really important to just recognize those that are here, and everybody has value. And not everybody's reminded of that. So, yeah.
Yeah. And on a lighter note, if you will, the whole thing with the MailBoxPower thing, the ability to be able to do that and use that, because you'd said it's the same label. The technology behind it, what is interesting is if you had everybody's names, you could have did a print merge and personalized those 100 brownies to that each individual, different 100 individuals. Right,
with the same number of keystrokes, if you will, very
same
easy
vibe with the first name bracket thing.
Yeah, it could have easily been. I didn't have everybody's name, I didn't have everybody's address, so I just said, you know what, I'm going to do this. But it was still different than a non-personalized. I mean, this said, some superheroes wear scrubs, and then at the bottom it said the Iowa Methodist Critical Care Unit. That's who it was for.
There was some personalization there.
Yeah, and so some of them probably kept the label, because I only sent one card, so not everybody got a card. It was to the whole team, but
sure.
Yeah, just to be able to do that without the system, I would have had great intentions. I don't live there. I would have just said, let me put in on the Jimmy John's order or whatever,
right.
And that's still very thoughtful. But I thought this is something that I'm familiar with.
Well, that's where let's segue into that, I guess, because that's kind of what I put on the title of this specific video, was how event planners and event professionals can utilize this system.
Perfect. Okay.
Because people don't realize what's behind it. Once you get involved with it, what's behind it with the bracket print merge thing and the addresses and all the different things that you can do with it. Because an event professional if this whole situation with this COVID has pulled the rug out from all the people in the events industry, and they have to get back into it. And how are they going to stay top of mind with all these customers and this network of people? I mean, you can do it on the phone. It's going to take a lot of time to call up 100 people on the phone.
Right.
Whereas you could take it and merge your database in there and utilize this system like this. And it's got so many cool things. The gifts, like you sent me this mug, custom for my Synergy Cafe thingy. Then you sent me these coasters for the MagicBrad Show. So they're all personalized towards me and my vibe. And you sent them to me, which I'm thankful for. Because I use them to display and show. But event planners can use that and use the system to be able to stay in touch with these event planners. Because now that the pandemic thing is starting to fade away, these event planners are going to go, okay, I'm going to start doing my fairs and my festivals and my seminars and my workshops and my retreats. Who am I going to use for the limousine company? Well, if the limousine company sends something and puts it in front of their face, they're going to go, oh, yeah, I should probably talk to ABC.
Exactly. Yeah, so, there's the event planner, right? But there's all those, your point there, the limousine, right? The vendors for those events are the ones, they all need to. The event planner should use this to say thank you, right?
This is a link. I just changed the link here.
Okay.
This is the link to the Minnesota Event Planners Expo that I've been doing in March for many years.
Yeah.
It would have been yesterday.
Yeah. Sure.
And there's a list of all those people on that website.
Yeah.
And I've got them in my database, of course, and that's what I want to. I'm orchestrating it and getting back in contact with the person that was the human being that was there rather than just their address.
Right.
So
Brad, think about that, right? So the events are going to get going again. They're not done.
Yeah.
There was a pause, right? And if you're planning an event, you don't want to have to do as much chasing down and wondering, is this company still in business? Is this vendor still working? And all these, maybe you tried, you didn't hear back, this and that. But if they had stayed in touch, or they start now and send a postcard to you saying, we're still here to support your event, they're going to be top of mind. It's easy for you today. That's the one call I'm going to make. I'm going to book these people, right? Mm-hmm. On the event planner side, it is so important to say thank you to the people that made that event go off without a problem.
Totally.
And this system can make that whole process so easy. I was fortunate to be a guest on a lunch and learn yesterday with the MailBoxPower crew.
Yeah, I saw part of that.
Talking about the insurance space, right? But some of what we talked about applies to the event planning. It applies to real estate space. Anybody in sales, right? But one thing I did share is I have never received a public shout out on social media for an email I've sent, for a text I've sent.
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
For a bill I've sent. But what has happened in my world, I've sent a thank you without any expectation. And it was personalized. And it leads to somebody saying, wow, this is who you should use. And that's the power of the system. Is that it can create.
And here's a shout out. Bo sent me this business card holder. Bo's an insurance professional. Yeah. So there's a shout out for if you need insurance.
Well, thank you.
Oh, talk to this guy right here. There.
Well, so here's what this, for those who are wondering and haven't figured this out, right? They've watched this. They've been slowly watching. This is the first time. This company, MailBoxPower, and if you go to that Brad site, absolutely can help you retain more clients. That's what they do. They help you retain more clients. They help you inspire more referrals. They help you stand out from your competition. They help you stay top of mind, all by using personalized gifts via the mailbox. It's really simple and very easy to use. So that's it in a nutshell, and it just flat out works, right?
Well, business is a people business. A lot of people will put certain business categories that are people businesses, but all business is really a people business.
It is, absolutely.
The whole world is a people business.
Yeah, absolutely. So back to the event planner thing, right? Whether you are one of the vendors or you are the planner, to have a system that allows you to automate but personalize, or take the time to do a one-off. So you shared your mug, right? Well, here's a mug. Cindy Lee sent me this. She took the time, made this mug, right? That took some effort. I really appreciate her, and I appreciate that. Yesterday, I wrote a new household in my insurance business, right? So what's on the way? What's being printed right now?
Almost immediately.
A thank you card, a couple brownies, and a coffee mug that I use really cool, like nature art with their name, their last name. It's a mug with their last name. There's none of my branding. They don't need to display that it was from my company or me.
Yep, they
but
know.
They will remember every time they grab it, or if someone sees that, well, that's a cool mug. Where'd you get it? Well, my insurance agent got it for us. That. There's ways to use the system that one took me a couple minutes.
Well, there's other cool things in the system too, because I like leveraging technology not to automate and just kind of get rid of the human element,
right?
But to make things a lot easier, because you can say thank you to someone and say, by the way, I really appreciate you being a customer, and I like to do this birthday thing, so I want to send you a birthday gift when it's your birthday, because I appreciate you. And you can send them a page, they fill it out, they put in their birthday, and then it automatically triggers that gift.
Yes.
So it's kind of like having your own shipping department.
It really is, especially when the customer fills that out, right? I mean, when they do all the work, you did the front end. You set up the
it's
campaign.
Not much work. It's a form with their name and address.
Right.
And birthday.
It's not even a challenge. But to think that triggered a chain reaction that leads to a package arriving in the mail, personalized for them, that's going to make their day, is really cool. And so, like you say, you can spend hours talking about different features.
Well, that's why I think the event industry, I mean, even from the vendor point, we've already talked about, but from the planner point, if you're planning an event, say a concert or something, as people register for the concert, you can send them, hey, thank you, you're registered, we're looking forward to see you at the concert. And then 3 weeks down the road, it sends something else. And then the day before, it says, hey, we're looking to see you there. You've got your VIP Gold Circle ticket. We'll see you at the show.
Right.
You can automate all that stuff.
Well, what if you are going to be doing a virtual event? You can use this system to send a box of goodies or ways to interact with that virtual thing, right? There can be postcards. There can be, looks like door hangers, like, hey, you hold up a, hey, pause, slow down, thumbs up. You can do all that and have it mailed directly personalized.
I got a question for you about that, because you know more about this than I do, but we've gone for about 22 minutes, 23 minutes. Well, we're going to close it up pretty soon because I don't want to take everybody's time. But is there a thing with the MailBoxPower box or something? You get a box, you can put whatever you want into this box, different things?
Tell me, give me more.
I heard about like a personalized box that has graphics and stuff on it. And you can choose what goes in the box.
There are gift boxes that you can label and totally customize the top of it. So it would be a box that goes inside the box, if you will, right? Because it's going to get shipped in a cardboard box.
Right.
But it is a gift box that'll hold like a card and 4 brownies or several cards. Whatever.
You can pick and choose what you want in the box?
Yeah. But it'd be just everything that's in the store, for example. A coffee mug would be too big to fit in there. But mostly the food items and cards can all fit in there, and then it gets shipped. And it's just a little bit.
If you work that out right, you can do something like the business card holder that has the convention's logo on it. ExpoCon 2021 or whatever.
Exactly.
And they could get this little kit as an event attendee, and it kind of makes it real, even though it's a Zoom virtual event.
Right.
I know that Tony Robbins did a thing like that where, he has that walking over fire.
Right.
He didn't send everybody a bunch of wood that you burn and put in your living room so you can walk over coals or anything like that. But he did send them a board.
Right.
A board to break through your challenges.
Right.
That was his little kit.
Casey Eberhard is one, to connect with about the power of that box, the gift bag, if you will, but ahead of the event so that they have something to interact with intentionally, and how good the reception is for that. It's really powerful.
And on that note, what's happened with the pandemic thing is everybody's gone virtual, so the Zoom bandwidth, if you will, is saturated.
Yeah.
So if you've got a Zoom that you connected with on somebody's Zoom, and then you got another Zoom that you connected with somebody, and they mailed you a package to attend the Zoom to participate in, which Zoom you suppose they're going to attend?
Exactly. Yeah. It helps you. One of the things that I heard last week, Monday, was how you show up is how you show up. And if you really think about that, the way that you present yourself, if you are, whether you're a vendor or whatever, makes a huge difference on whether somebody's going to select to do business with you and build that relationship. So, yeah, somebody that sends a follow-up. Vanessa shared yesterday that she had a bid for, I'm not sure if it was AC or heating and cooling or something like that, and had multiple bids. They were all pretty similar and didn't really fall in love with any of the sales reps. So it left it up to who does follow-up. Whoever follows up first is going to win.
Sure.
Months went by. And finally one did. And that's terrible. You take the time to go out and give a bid.
It is. And I think
you don't follow up.
A quick trade show story. There was a convention where it was a computer convention, and the guy was walking the show and he says, you know what? Nobody's talked to me and stuff. I'm going to give the business, because he worked for some government agency or something where they're buying millions of dollars of computers. He said, I'm going to give the business to the first guy that's talked to me. And it was some young kid, he says, hi, how's it going at the show today? And he goes, sold.
Oh, wow.
So it makes sense to interact and
and follow up. Yeah. And follow up with intention and with some integrity. So
and it's follow up, not foul up. Okay?
Another one of your classic sayings.
Well, it sounds like, be sure you follow up.
Yeah. It could be, it sounds like it could be foul. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, Bo, I'm going to put you in the green room and stick around and want to chat with you further, and I'm going to sign this off. Appreciate you all watching.
Thank you, Brad.
Oh, it's always fun to talk to my friend Bo. I appreciate you guys watching here. This has been almost 30 minutes. If you stuck around, I appreciate that very much, because time is a commodity. They say time is money, and it kind of is. So I'm going to sign this off. Appreciate you taking the time. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be well. Be good. Be safe. Be nice. Be kind.